Welcome back to College Conversations. I'm Dr. Fedor and I help you navigate college. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about course evaluations and give you 5 tips on how to get the most out of your course evaluations and talk about how they really are a missed opportunity. Please remember to hit subscribe and share this video with others who might find this useful. So, tip number 1, students, I know you're busy and course evaluations come at the worst possible time. It's the end of the semester. You're trying to finish assignments. You're trying to study for finals. You're trying to work on group projects and get everybody together and all of that. And I get that. And it's one more thing to do. But please make the time to fill out your course evaluations. This is your opportunity to give some feedback to your instructors. So just please don't blow this off. Block off time so that you're not rushed and give yourself enough time to think about each class separately and what would be constructive feedback for that particular class rather than just, it was good or it was bad or whatever. So please do that. Give yourself some time. Tip number 2, keep your tone professional. If your feedback is positive, great, that's easy to do. But if it's negative or neutral, and I know that, you have some negative or neutral things to say with your courses, but please keep the tone professional. You don't want anything to come back to haunt you in the future. Course evaluations are read by many people, including the professor, but other professors, deans, department heads, sometimes vice president of academic affairs will read them. And you don't want your long tirade about, how bad the professor was or just like you're complaining about your grade or something like that you wrote late at night. You don't want that to fall into the wrong hands with somebody later on. So please keep your tone professional. Just, remember that there's not only one person reading it, the professor, there's other people reading it. You don't want to write anything that might influence your standing in your academic community later on. Tip number 3, please be specific in your comments. The course evaluations have the power to change how the course is taught and structured in the future. So going forward, the course evaluations really do carry a lot of weight with that. So please be specific in your comments. So for example, rather than saying the class is too long, say, we feel the class would be better if it ended at 9:00 instead of 9:30. Like it's a night class that meets once a week and it just, nothing happens at the last half hour, everybody's too tired or whatever. So please be specific with those kind of comments. Groups should be allowed to pick their own topic for the group project rather than have it be assigned. That's specific. Or you could say the case studies in the textbook don't correlate well with the material, rather than just saying the book sucked. It's just be specific, with your reasons, because instructors, they have to make a case sometimes for changing the textbook, especially if they've used it for a few years and other professors, other sections are using the same textbook. It's hard to go in and make a case for, let's change the textbook because we had so many students just say, the book sucked. So please be specific with that. It's just more helpful, more useful, and it will help your professor do a better job. And also on the flip side, with positive comments, say, I really enjoyed the guest speaker on the future of jobs, rather than, guest speakers were good or something, just try to be as specific as you can, because that helps the instructor know, I should invite that particular guest speaker back for next semester, rather than guest speakers are good, I guess I'll just, keep having them and, invite random people to talk. So being specific really helps, really goes a long way. Tip number 4, and this kind of piggybacks on tip number 3, but giving useful feedback, again, rather than saying the course was good. You could say something like, the articles you posted really helped me understand the material. Or on the flip side, the instructor was good, but they went too fast. Okay, well, that's good. That's better than just saying, the teacher sucked or whatever. It's like, well, if there's something that they can do to not suck as much, well, there's one thing they can do. They could slow down, right? Or they could, not try to cover as much material in one class period. So those things are useful. Those things are super useful. And I know that it doesn't help you specifically once you finish that particular course, but you are helping your fellow students. You are helping the instructor get better. You're helping improve the class going forward. And tip number 5, you could give feedback on any course management software, any type of software that you use during the semester. If possible, that type of feedback should go directly to the software manufacturer. You could, go on the website and find their help desk or their, feedback section. In general, the software companies really like it when they get feedback from students because they are constantly under pressure to improve their product. So they like to hear people say, oh, this was a little clunky, or this didn't save as well, or, this dropped off or something like, and again, be specific with them. On the software side of it, for them, sometimes it's just as simple like, oh, we need to update it for 2022, or we need to update the semester or we need to uncheck something that was checked. Sometimes it's really simple. So please get back to the software manufacturer with that, and also let your instructor know. If there's several students that have the same issue, it makes it go faster. It's like, hey, there's a lot of people having a problem with this. That brings it to the top of their to-do list. So please say something, because if one person, if there's a problem, it's like, okay, but now 10 or 12 students said, no, wait a minute, we can't get into this. This is locked out or whatever. That moves it up the food chain. So to recap, why you should not blow off your course evaluations. This is truly a missed opportunity, and so please block off some time. So number 1, recognize the value of the course evaluation and just make the time to fill them out. Number 2, keep your tone professional, so you don't have to worry about anything later. You never know who's going to be reading this course evaluation a year, 2 years from now. Number 3, be specific with your comments and suggestions, rather than saying it was good or it sucked. Just, be specific, because that really helps. 4, give useful feedback. And 5, give feedback directly to the third party whenever possible, because they track those things too. And sometimes there's like a, you want to put the course name and number in the subject line because they're tracking that. Okay, so please remember to hit subscribe so I can continue to bring you these useful videos. Good luck with all of your course evaluations and the end of the semester, and remember to keep learning.